All right, here we go. The interview nobody saw coming. After 5 long years, Lord Jamar, welcome back to VladTV, my first original regular guest.
Has it been that long?
It's been 5 years. 2020. Yeah. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room. We got to start off with that. Why me and you stopped talking?
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room. Why don't you explain it from your point of view?
My point of view. At the time, you and I was rocking. You know, we was doing these interviews. We were getting great responses from the people. They were getting a whole lot of views and all of that. Boom.
Right.
We ended up having a relationship, you know, outside of the videos and all of that type of shit. You know what I mean? And
no Diddy.
You
got to put that out there. Yeah, be very clear these days.
And see, the fact that you say no Diddy, let me just say, like, whatever goes bad in your life, nothing can be worse than becoming a saying like no Diddy. Like,
imagine someone saying no Vlad every time.
Whenever you have a bad day, that's what I'm saying. Whenever you have a bad day, just say at least. Nobody's saying no Vlad or
right.
no, you know what I mean? Like, because that would be crazy.
Right.
But anyway, all right, so I felt like we was cool. You know what I mean? We were friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
And while I was, from the beginning of doing your shit, I would run into certain people, and I'm not gonna name, it was all different kinds of people. But there would be a lot of people that would be like, I don't fuck with Vlad, da 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 da. And I'll be like, nah, you know what I mean? Vlad's cool, da da da, he's cool with me, you know what I mean? Like, and so I feel like I definitely used to stand up for you in a way, you know what I mean? Whether you knew this or not. So, when the Farrakhan incident came into play, and you took a stance that I definitely felt was the wrong decision, and I felt like in the past, you know, I had been somewhat of an advisor to you in certain situations, and you took my advice and it came out successful, right?
Yeah, I would agree.
So
you were like the big homie.
Right, so the fact that you was like not listening to the big homie, you know what I mean? And was just like, fuck that, I'm, you know, digging in your heels type of shit. You know, at first I was just like, okay, you know what I mean? But then it's like, people's coming at me now. Basically the sentiment is, see, we always told you about your man. Like, here he goes, doing that shit that we've been accusing him of the whole time. And I'm like, damn, Vlad, don't do that. Don't prove these motherfuckers right. You know what I mean? Don't do that. And at the time, for whatever reason, you know, you were dug in. So it was like, at that point, a stand had to be made, you know. Minister Farrakhan, regardless how anyone might feel about him, can't deny, you know, the works that he's done in the Black community and the reverence that the Black community has for Minister Farrakhan. So that made us say, well, you know what I mean? We need to do something, like, you know what I mean? Let them know that this is serious, bro. Like, what could I do? You know what I mean? Go up to you and say, yo, you better fucking do this? Like, no. So it's like, let's see if we could do a squeeze play and fucking see where his values are. And we felt like, especially me, I felt like I was an asset, okay, to your channel, to your growth, and all that type of shit. And I saw that Godfrey was an asset as well. So I said, 2 assets, let's see if this will help sway his decision. Because now it's not just the Farrakhan stuff. You got 2 dudes that you're saying is your friends and are business assets as well, and we're telling you, bro, apologize. And you're like, you know, and then, you know, I know in my last conversation, it got to the point where, yeah, I was talking strong, like, nah, like, yo, you need to apologize, like you need to apologize. And so now I know that probably, you know what I mean, made you feel like, oh, you know, well, I'm not gonna be bullied now into apology, you know. But yeah, that was the thing. And then it was like, yo, and then you still was just like, I'm willing to sacrifice y'all, my association with y'all, your friendship, all of that, for whatever you felt like you were standing on at the time.
I think that's a fair description of what happened.